What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Chitose Is in the Ramune Bottle, this time with episode 5. I think we'll be starting off a new arc today, which is good news for me. Again, I've heard that the initial kind of volume or so on is not too great from this from the source material, and I think it went kind of 3 for 4 with episodes I didn't really enjoy. There was one I quite enjoyed, I think it was episode 2, but other than that I didn't have a fantastic time with this initial arc. It was an interesting premise, but it didn't kind of I don't know, it just didn't. It seemed kind of artificially intelligent, if that makes sense. Like it tried to feel smart, it tried to feel different, and yeah, I don't know. But again, we'll kind of start on a blank slate here, I think, won't we? I think I heard someone said that this arc that's coming up is going to be focusing more on one of the girls, so I imagine this one, which is going to be good. There's a lot you can do with dialogue, but I do hope they add some character to the girls via non-dialogue, if that makes sense. Just like, because they all, I've been saying this every week, they all kind of merge into one for me. So something visually, like some kind of hobby or something that differentiates the girls, would be appreciated here. Some kind of I'm gonna talk about a series I really like. It's not one of my favorite series, but Losing Heroines. All of the girls, they all feel very different, don't they? They all feel like very different characters, and it's not just in their dialogue, but like how they speak, the voice actors, how they look. They're all very distinct. Whereas in this show, they all feel very indistinct. I don't know. There's not, like, if I compare the two, it's the character designs honestly look a little bit similar between some of them, but it's just like, yes, they don't stand out quite as much in their own right. So hearing that this arc is going to be focused mainly on one of the girls, I think it's going to be really good in that regard. I hope. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. But again, just even talking about the voice actors, the voice actors don't all like they don't all sound the same, but they sound very similar. Like there's no kind of distinctness in the voice of like one's kind of like shy or one's kind of got low voice. They all sound like your generic kind of high school girl, which maybe is the point, but again, it just makes characterization even harder as a viewer. One of those things where, again, there's something that's probably not accounted for in the source material because it's to be read. I feel like a lot of light novels I watch aren't, like I watched some fantastic adaptations, but I feel like quite often it's a little bit harder to adapt a light novel than it is a manga. Doesn't translate over quite as well. Again, there's obvious examples, some of the biggest anime, but yeah, just from my experience, that's the case. I mean, everybody isn't in a regard. Everybody's got different faces they want to show to different people. Yeah, it brings up the interesting point of, do you guys even know that you like how do you guys know you like each other when you don't even know the real other person? You like the fact that they're fake to other people. Hmm. What was that about? It was yeah. So there's a little bit going on in that regard. Okay. I wonder if she has kind of experience getting hit by a man or something. Again, that would be something really good to like differentiate her from the rest of the girls. But so far, they all use this like pseudo intellectual dialogue. They all like very upfront. Nothing, still nothing yet that like separates this girl. So I think seeing her experiences and such, again, it will do wonders for the characterization. I think that's the weakest part of this show so far, and it feels like it should be the strongest, which is weird. There's other ways to fight here, isn't there? Kind of makes him a bit of a target. Just gonna offer yourself up like that. YouTube. Small hands. What is this? Tennis? Basketball. I'm gonna use her for basketball. I hope these guys both bonded over their fakeness. of their facades. And this is another one. Which I think benefits him by making these girls a little bit less desperate. I don't know, man. I just really don't vibe with like any of this. None of it makes me feel any kind of way like that scene there. Just I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel natural. And I suppose that is because of the fakeness and the personas and the masks they wear. But I don't really know how to explain it. But just like I should find a scene like that fun. I've seen plenty of scenes like that, and I usually find them fun, even in shows that don't have as much quality as this one. But there's just something about it that I just like. Yeah, it just feels manufactured. Unpopular opinion here, but I ended up dropping Spy Family, which I know is a very popular show and been rated very highly. I ended up dropping that because I just felt that Anya specifically as a character, one, at the time I was watching, there wasn't nearly enough of the your character involved. But two, Anya just really kind of she started. It was cute and funny at the start, but it really just felt like she was a device. I mean, you could say about a lot of characters, they're just like a means to make you laugh or so and so, but it really felt like all she was just like, yeah, just it felt so manufactured. All the cute moments and the funny stuff, it just like it ended up kind of grating on me a little bit. And I heard the author's comments towards her saying that he doesn't even like her as a character. He just knows that she's super popular and that thing's like popular with audiences. So after hearing that, that kind of was like, yeah, you know what, that changes my my thoughts on that as well. Hearing the author say that, but yeah, it just feels like similar here. It just feels unnatural. It just doesn't feel like I'm actually watching high school people. It feels like I'm watching a bunch of people, again, pseudo intellectuals trying to like be above other people, and I don't know. Like I said, I should be having fun during that scene where they were like bantering each other, and I'm just like, it's meant nothing to me. It does very much feel that way with this show. There's a group of people that absolutely love it and rate it very highly. There's no in between that, or you don't really like it. There's not really much in between. You either vibe with it or you don't. So have we seen this girl yet? I don't think so. Doesn't mean she likes her company. Okay, that Japanese nothing deodorant spray. I do wonder how that works. How do you create a smell that smells like nothing? Seems like an impossible task, doesn't it? Surely, if it's actually smelled like nothing, you'd be putting nothing under your armpits, and the BO would smell over it. But that's clearly not the case. Otherwise, people wouldn't buy it. Go keep an eye out on the trees to see any stalkers in there. Perhaps a jealous girl, or again maybe a stalker that wanted wanted some items. They call them loose leaves. I'm from, we just call them pages, right? Paper. Loose leaves. You guys know I always say this when this girl comes up, but I love her voice actress. What are these them? Are these the stalkers? And even like serial killers, like horror movie villains. And you look out the classroom, they're there, and next time they're gone. But they are still there. They look like punks, don't they? Pitch black coffee, of course. Just be even more edgy. So that guy on the left's got like that guy looks like 40. I mean the one in the middle and the one on the right look they look like high school kids, but that one on the left looks like an old man. Come on now. That's a horrible combination of hair colour right there. And red's my favourite colour, so. Fucking guy. The America way. What the America way is? Oh. The American way is yeah, what's it called? Arm wrestle. This guy does not look like he should be bullying people, does he? Oh, you gotta tell senpai. I'm gonna tell senpai. And notably, the old man said nothing. Probably because he'd get arrested if he did. Attacking minors. Well, it didn't go too badly, did it? They didn't get the message, but that guy's arm pretty nicely. But yeah, that would be quite a fucked up situation to have these people fucking coming after you from different school like this, wouldn't it? It would be quite scary. The real vulnerable her right here. I don't get that though. Like, why have these guys got to be fake all the time? I don't really get it. I mean, a lot of the time it's like for self-protection. Maybe it's to help other people, but I don't really get why we got to be so fake to each other right now when we're alone and we know that each other are being fake. Like, I don't know. I don't quite get it. Maybe that's something I just won't ever get. Why don't you tell her to be herself then? Instead of saying you've got to be the fake person you're putting on. I don't know. I really don't get it. I guess it's because I'm a bit of a champion of that. I mean, I think as teenagers we all kind of lied and pretended with someone else, but I mean, yeah, I've definitely been through that. And that's just that I didn't like that person. Is the fact that I kind of champion, kind of actually, again, even by reactions compared to other people's who, again, not, I'm generalizing a bit here, but a lot of people I've watched previously do seem very fake, play up to the camera and such, even in like my videos, and no, they don't get as popular and such as the people that do that, but I'm not going to pretend to be someone else just for money or popularity or anything. And yeah, I just can't understand why they, like, I can understand why they pretend to be someone else for the benefit of other people or to protect themselves if they're weak. But why would they do it when they're just alone and they know each other's putting up an act? I don't really, and especially because they enjoy seeing the hints of the real person behind the scenes. I don't really quite understand. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't vibe with this show. Like, nothing that should make me feel any kind of way does make me feel any kind of way. I never feel wholesome. I never feel happy. Like during that scene at the end there, I probably should be like smiling and should feel happy about that and like should feel like quite charmed, but it just like it felt nothing. I felt nothing watching that. But yeah, again, not a great start. I do think it done a bit of interesting stuff for the characterization of the characters. I think they already do feel, now that we kind of saw them all together, I still don't really like the chemistry between them all. I still don't really like get it. I still don't, again, I don't feel happy, or I don't have any fun kind of watching them just like banter, which I very much should. And I have felt in much lower quality shows, which is the thing. I've watched some crappy shows, and I can still enjoy like scenes like that just for what they are. But again, it just feels a bit like over-engineered here to be kind of too smart, and like some kind of. It's a bit of a problem I have with game type shows where like Solo Leveling, Shangri-La Frontier, it feels like you're playing someone else's game in those type of anime. It feels like somebody else's idea of their like perfect game envisioned in an anime, and that's not your perfect game, so you don't quite enjoy it as much. A lot of people do, very popular shows, but that's how I always feel kind of watching shows like that. This feels similar, but in regards to like a romance, and usually I quite like seeing other people's depictions of it, but in this case it just like I don't. It just like it feels like a very almost like totally the opposite of who I am as a person. If I was like totally opposite to who I am, I probably would enjoy this quite a lot. But yeah, I just really don't get much enjoyment out of this at all. But as I did say there is definitely a bit better kind of character stuff going on here. They do stand out when they're together and interacting with each other. They do stand out apart from each other in little ways here and there. They've all got quite a few similarities, but yeah, this girl, we did focus on quite a lot today. And what did we come to understand about her really? She's wearing a mask. She's using a facade on the surface of being a little bit like our main character here, but in reality she is kind of like weak, and she is scared of this whole situation. Any more than that about who she actually is, I don't really know. I guess I'm not even really sure if she's like pretending to be. She's pretending to be this kind of getting up front kind of charismatic Chitose like person, I guess. But yeah, show's just not really doing it for me. I think I'll probably give it another episode or two before I do drop it, but yeah, it's just again just not really doing much for me. Let me know what you guys thought though in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these though. As I said, I might not be here next week. I'll probably check out next week's episode, see how that goes, because it is a quite interesting plot with her getting stalked and such. So interesting to see how they do kind of play around with that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day.